Anyway, let's look at this fucking dumbass resolution. In the House of Representatives, Gottheimer and Lawler are doing this bipartisan bill. Lawler is a Republican from New York. I've obviously promoted Lawler's opposition, Effie. I've had her on the broadcast. Mike Lawler is in a contested seat and is most likely going to lose that seat. Okay? He's terrified of that, so he's trying to, farm as many donations as he possibly can. The resolution is condemning anti-Semitic, hate-filled rhetoric and content disseminated by prominent online personalities and urging social media platforms and public leaders to denounce and address such conduct. This is the resolution. Condemning anti-Semitic, hate-filled rhetoric and content disseminated by prominent online personalities, urging social media platforms and public leaders to denounce and address such conduct. Whereas the rise of digital media platforms has enabled individuals with large audiences to disseminate disinformation, commentary, and political viewpoints to millions of viewers worldwide. Whereas such influence carries a heightened responsibility to avoid rhetoric that promotes hatred, violence, and discrimination against any group, including Jewish individuals and communities. Whereas anti-Semitism has surged in the United States and globally in recent years, fueled in part by online disinformation, conspiracy theories, and extremist rhetoric. Once again, these guys don't remember, from their perspective, any kind of anti-Israel sentiment is anti-Semitism, right? So what they're saying is, the reason why people don't fuck with Israel anymore is because of content creators. They're stupid. They don't understand that it's not because of just content creators, okay? It's because people saw what Israel was doing, and then they dug deep and learned what Israel had been doing leading up to October 7th. They saw what Israel was doing after October 7th, and they could not believe the violence, and then they learned about what Israel had done before October 7th. That is the reason why, and they know what Israel is doing right now. That is the reason why people don't fuck with Israel, okay? Whereas anti-Semitic incidents have significantly increased, including a 344% increase over the past 5 years and an 893% increase over the past 10 years. Again, ADL's numbers, obviously. This, unfortunately, also factors in, any kind of incident revolving, even Jewish Voice for Peace doing a peaceful anti-Zionist protest in the vicinity of someone who's pro-Israel. That's how fucking stupid these numbers are. They're unbelievably misleading. In any case, anti-Semitism has increased. It's just these numbers are unfortunately ADL numbers, so we don't know what the exact numbers are. And online platforms have identified as a major vector for the spread of such hatred, whereas Hasan Piker, a prominent online streamer, has often used anti-Semitic rhetoric, including expressing support for Hamas, a designated foreign terrorist organization. Whereas in August 2019, during a Twitch live stream, Hasan Piker stated America deserved 9/11, whereas Hasan Piker referred to Orthodox Jews as inbred, whereas Hasan Piker downplayed sexual violence committed by Hamas, a designated foreign terrorist organization against innocent civilians on October 7th, stating it doesn't matter if fucking rapes happen on October 7th. Like, that doesn't change the dynamic for me. Once again, using that out of the ironic part of that is that they're using me saying the sexual violence happening or not doesn't justify genocide, by the way, which is a perfectly normal fucking position, okay? That's not how this works. Whereas Hasan Piker has expressed support for Hamas on multiple occasions, including April 14th, 2026, stating Hamas over Israel every single time and doubling down on claims in multiple media appearances that Hamas is 1,000 times better than Israel. Like, you can argue with me every day on whether you agree with this or not, okay? But what you can't do is fucking complain that this is anti-Semitic and therefore should be deplatformed. You can't, it's un-American, okay? We don't live in fucking Israel, all right? We don't live in Israel. You can't do this, all right? It is fundamentally against the principle of the First Amendment. This is precisely what the First Amendment is there to protect, okay? I don't agree with this person's assessment, and therefore, he should shut the fuck up. Here's a congressional mandate to get this guy to shut the fuck up. Here's a bipartisan resolution to demand the deplatforming of one content creator that Israel doesn't fucking like. That is unbelievable. So, as you noticed, with the exception of the refers to Orthodox Jews as inbred, this is the only one that they can massage. You know the context behind this. It doesn't fucking matter. I call every racist neo-Nazi group inbred because, ethnic, religious, or any kind of nationalist supremacist movement obviously requires inbreeding. That's how you get genetic purity, right? That's why I fucking say, these guys are inbred across the board for Hicks, Republicans, reactionaries of all different sorts, neo-Nazis and the like. Okay, so that's the reason why I use this substitute term as a pejorative instead of something else. It doesn't fucking matter. Who cares? That's the only one that they can at least manipulate around to imply some kind of like borderline anti-Semitic statement. I even recognize that, but it doesn't fucking matter ultimately, right? Now, if you noticed, every single other thing is foreign policy related. Every single other thing is Israel related. Okay, even the ultra-Orthodox joke that I made about fucking settlers, like inbred settlers, is Israel-related, but it doesn't matter. Now let's look at Candace Owens. Whereas Candace Owens has employed rhetoric that has included conspiracy theories accusing Israel of controlling the United States government, promoting false claims that Jews are taught by ancient religious texts to hate non-Jews, and casting doubt on the truth of the stories of Holocaust survivors. Whereas on February 1st, 2026, Candace Owens posted on X an anti-Semitic claim that the United States is controlled by satanic pedophiles who work for Israel. Okay, like, there's plenty you can hit Candace Owens on. You don't have to do the highlights where, you know, some of them are at least like in the margins where the majority might agree with her, you know? There are, obviously, this is unbelievably anti-Semitic, especially this, right? But like the satanic pedophiles who work for Israel is again, it's an anti-Semitic canard, but you could very easily say this is the Epstein class. You know what I mean? So, sorry. Sucks to suck, but probably not good to put in there, regardless. Whereas during a podcast appearance on December 8th, 2025, Owens repeated the false claims that Jews are killing Christian children as part of religious rituals. Like, look at this. Like that, how can you have my assessment on Israel's death and destruction campaign in the same fucking breath as this shit? Like, this is literally, this is just the blood libel. Like, this is unironically the blood libel. What the fuck? There's no comparison. You have to be insane to look at this and look at my statements and be like, look, Hamas is 1,000 times better than Israel. It's objectively a popular sentiment that is expressed by many people if they think a little bit further on this. But like comparing geopolitical assessments to literal medieval blood libel, like what the fuck are we doing? This is what I fucking... Yeah, Jews are killing Christian children as a part of religious rituals that Jewish texts and traditions promote. The sexual assault of children, which is anti-Semitic trope constituting blood libel. Whereas in July 2024, Candace Owens called for the horrific medical experiments committed by Joseph Mengele on Jews during the Holocaust bizarre propaganda, continuing that some of the stories, by the way, sound completely absurd, downplaying and rejecting the veracity of those crimes. Whereas on February 21st, 2025, Candace Owens hosted E. Michael Jones, who claimed on her platform that Hollywood created the Holocaust narrative, whereas the amplification of anti-Semitic narratives online can contribute to real-world harm, including harassment, intimidation, and violence against Jewish individuals, institutions, and communities. And whereas public officials, leaders, and technology companies have a responsibility to confront and condemn anti-Semitism in all of its forms, including when it appears in online discourse and influencer-driven media, now, therefore, be it resolved, that is the sense of the House of Representatives that anti-Semitic rhetoric, conspiracy theories disseminated by influential online personalities, including Hasan and Candace Owens, are dangerous and contribute to a climate of hatred and intolerance. Like, they literally fucking slammed actual unvarnished anti-Semitic protocols of Elder Zion agitprop that Candace Owens is disseminating on a fucking daily basis on her lunatic broadcast to Hasan's assessment is that Israel has killed far more people than Hamas has, and therefore is a far worse influence, a far more destabilizing influence in the fucking region and around the globe than Hamas ever could be. That is objective truth. You might disagree with it, and we can have a conversation on those boundaries all day, every day. I can be a very reasonable person, okay? But because they don't want to have that fucking conversation, they just turn around and say, oh, dude, this is crazy. I can't believe you're saying these things. These are unacceptable. It's a terrorist organization. It's a terrorist organization. A Democrat, mind you. This is a Democrat doing this. The same Democrat that is supposed to be advancing the war powers resolution that is already 2 months late on Iran. And instead of that, this is the bill that they advanced this morning. Think about that. What a joke of a fucking country we're in, man. Jesus Christ. Individuals with online platforms have a responsibility to refrain from promoting or amplifying anti-Semitic narratives. Social media and streaming platforms should take appropriate steps to enforce their policies against hate speech and prevent the spread of anti-Semitic content. Public officials and community leaders should unequivocally condemn anti-Semitism, including when it's propagated by high-profile media figures or influencers. Efforts to downplay or excuse anti-Semitic rhetoric under the guise of political commentary should be rejected. And the United States reaffirms its commitment to combating anti-Semitism, ensuring the safety and dignity of Jewish individuals and communities both online and offline. Yeah, do one on Islamophobia next. Do one on Islamophobia. Think about the amount of fucking Islamophobic attacks that I receive on a daily fucking basis, that Abdul Al-Sayed receives, that Zohran Mamdani receives. Are we going to do a bill on that? No, of course not, because Islamophobia is trafficked by these very same people. Representative Josh Gottheimer famously, after October 7, blamed Islam, okay? straight up within earshot of Muslim congressional representatives, a racist monster, a ginormous piece of shit. Fuck you. Anyway, this is them waving the white flag, folks. That's what this is, okay? Here is the silver lining, if you want to know what the silver lining in this madness actually is. Josh Gottheimer knows that the information environment is uncontrollable, okay? So they're testing out the boundaries of how much disciplining they can do with congressional resolutions like this. They're trying to see if social media companies will bite on this nonsense. They know that they can't win this conversation back, but the very least they can do is, buy and sell TikTok with the hopes that people stop saying mean things about Netanyahu and Israel, with the hopes that they can enforce this action upon Amazon and Twitch so that other content creators will think twice. Well, fear not. Most content creators are fucking cowards anyway, okay? Don't worry. They're already worried about their fucking corporate sponsors, okay? Don't worry about that, King. I guess that's the real problem. It's because I don't have any fucking corporate sponsors. The real problem is I'm not beholden to any corporate interest. I'm not controllable, okay? You have a platform of this magnitude, of this size, and it's not controllable by the regular groups that have some semblance of influence over most people, because most people want to make fucking money, okay? When they see someone who goes, no, I don't want that. I just want to say the truth. I don't give a shit. I'm backed by my fucking fans. They lose their minds. They don't know how to deal with it. They're like, whoa, this is dangerous. That's what it is.